This is Virgil Boyd, Vice President and Group Executive in charge of automotive sales, Chrysler Corporation. His concern is not only selling Chrysler-built cars this year, but next year and the many following. Chrysler is concerned with value, not only today, but 3 years hence. Mr. Boyd, may we ask you a question?
Certainly.
How do you ensure value in a vehicle?
Well, first, it's the quality that you build in the car. And for us at Chrysler, that means engineering and styling and the manufacturing methods, which gives us the quality that we want. And of course, the quality control people up and down the line play a vital part in giving us this quality.
Given the quality built into Chrysler products, which enables the company to offer the remarkable 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty, are there other factors which may affect the endurance of the investment which a buyer has made in terms of its trade-in value?
Well, there are several factors affecting this. First of all, the popularity of its styling or the public acceptance of the product. Secondly, the mechanical dependability. And third, the durability of the body materials that we use in the construction. And of course, in the case of Chrysler, how well the company stands behind its warranty.
Styling, engineering, quality control, design. Well, these are some of the distinctive qualities which build lasting value into Chrysler cars. Value, which in turn means acceptance in a market both increasingly competitive and opportune. The market. Stretching from coast to coast. This is where they're sold, and this is where they're built. Over 1 million vehicles a year. Chryslers, Imperials, Plymouths, Dodges. Yes, this is the world of Chrysler. A world of well over 100,000 employees, literally millions of customers, plants in many cities, dealers everywhere, reaching even to countries abroad. Now, Chrysler cars are built in many places like Newark, Delaware, St. Louis, Los Angeles, and of course Detroit. And everywhere, the inspectors who guarantee the high standards of quality synonymous with the name Chrysler. 91% of all Chrysler-built cars go directly to dealers for retail sale. 9% of such vehicles are earmarked for fleet sales and leasing. Less than 1% are used by Chrysler Corporation executives and in Chrysler field service. Now, to those of us in the industry, it's no secret what may happen occasionally to any car. What are you going to do with a car like this? Let's ask a man whose job it is to provide the answers. This is Russ Longan, Vice President of Chrysler Motors Corporation and President of Chrysler Leasing Corporation, who directs the company's fleet sales and leasing activities. In this capacity, he's vitally concerned with improving and maintaining the value of Chrysler-built cars in the used car market.
The support of used car values as reflected in the published used car guidebooks is recognized as a very important activity by our Dodge, Plymouth, and Chrysler dealers. They recognize that increased used car prices will place them in a more favorable trading position to profitably sell more new cars. The management of Chrysler Corporation is also vitally interested and concerned about maintaining a high resale value for its products. Not only do the dealers benefit by virtue of being in a better trading position, but also our fleet customers enjoy the benefits of a lower depreciation factor whether they buy or lease the product. For these reasons, Chrysler Corporation cannot afford to have its cars offered in a condition which would depress their resale value.
Mr. Longan, we'd like to ask you specifically what Chrysler is doing to support the used car value of its vehicles in the open market.
I can answer that with 2 words. First, reconditioning and merchandising. By merchandising, we mean an entirely different concept in used car auctions. Take, for example, Hatfield, Pennsylvania.
Hatfield, Pennsylvania, about 25 miles from Philadelphia, home of Todd Motors, one of several contractors strategically located across the country who receive Chrysler cars for refurbishing and preparation for resale. First, the check-in procedure, where an analysis of needed work is made and carefully noted on work order and detail slips. Then, off to the shop for complete rehabilitation. Cleanup, quickly and effectively done with modern detergents, costs pennies but brings back dollars in resale, both at wholesale and retail levels. The before and after of cars coming in varies widely, but one thing remains the same. The odometer is never touched from the time the vehicle is received until it's sold. The subcontractor receives a set fee for each step of restoring the vehicle to top condition for resale. Here, as in other areas, the vehicles receive the attention of top automotive mechanics who are able to restore them to showroom quality. And you can depend on the mileage. It's such attention to detail and restoration which is the key to the high level of confidence on the part of dealers and their customers. Yet there's no magic here which cannot be duplicated by the service department of any dealership. It's a matter of insisting on high standards in preparing a used car for resale. Replacement parts are available. It's only a matter of time and effort and a little money. $1 spent in prepping and rehabilitating a used car before offering it for sale easily produces $2 to $2.50 in resale value. For every dollar spent in this kind of activity, at least 2 come back. So here's the key to the high resale value of used Chrysler-built vehicles across the country. It's a formula whose ingredients are available to all. Careful cleanup, proper preparation, and integrity in reconditioning. And what's the result when dealers from all over the area gather at the colorful ranch at Hatfield, Pennsylvania for auction? The result is confidence on the part of dealers who flock to the auction from all over the area. You couldn't fool these dealers if you wanted to, and we don't try. In the long run, the dealer's confidence that these auctions are strictly on the level brings them back again and again. Today's a special day at Todd Motors. There's a new baby in the family, and everybody, but everybody's going to the birthday party. Al Bayless, the operator of Todd Motors, raises horses as a hobby, and as proud as can be to introduce the new colt. And now down to business. Charlie Jones, National Used Car Manager of Chrysler Leasing, opens the auction.
Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome once again to the Hatfield Auto Auction. We're happy to see you all here. Would you call those fellows in from the outside? We're ready to get going now. For those of you that haven't been here before, I'd like to point out that the 1963 models that we offer are available to all dealers across all product lines. We're going to have approximately 275 cars total, of which 50 are 1964 models. The 1964 models are only available to the dealers by product line. If you're a Plymouth dealer, you can buy a Plymouth. If you're a Chrysler dealer, you can buy a Chrysler. If you're a Dodge dealer, you can buy a Dodge. I'd like to point out to you, gentlemen, that the odometer readings are accurate. We do not touch our odometers at all at any of our sales. Our next sale, for those of you that are interested, will be in Detroit on Monday of next week. I should like to point out that this is the last sale in Hatfield of 1963 models in any volume. Gentlemen, are there any Ford dealers or Ford representatives? Anybody from Ford Motor Car Company? Any General Motors representatives? Any independents? All right, gentlemen, on behalf of Chrysler Leasing Corporation, we're ready to roll. Roll them in. Here we go, 63 in, and boys, look at this little kidder dog. And a real little lady. Hey, 15 divided 15 on that boy, 15. Hey, divided 15 on the 13. Hey, 30 divided 15, 75. 15 divided 15, 75, 15 divided 15, 14, and now you're out, sir. 14 divided 14. I have 13, 85, 14 on the dollar. Hit it again. Look at 14. 14 on that quarter. 14 and a quarter. 35. 14, 30 divided 14 and a half. Half, 60, 14, 67, 14, 70, hey, 70, 80, 14, 80. Are you bidding, sir? 14, 70, 80, 75, 85, 14, 85. I'm right back. $1,500, sir. 15 even money. Take it out, driver. 85, boys. 1,510. 15.5. You're out again. I'm going to get 10. 15 divided by 10. 15.10. Good man, there. You're right there.
To someone who's never attended an automobile auction, all this may seem strange, but it's really a basic expression of the law of supply and demand. And the demand is great because the supply is quality. A car may be sold every 40 seconds. We asked some of the dealers to express their feelings about the auction. People like John Montone, PMF Motors, Philadelphia.
This is my fourth sale, sir, I'm pending. I say that we're very well pleased with the cars we've been buying here. Matter of fact, these are the only car we buy outside what we trade. We like the way these cars have been reconditioned and the way it's sold at the block and the way the title work has been handled. We have no problem at all. I think it's working very smoothly. No problem at all. I don't find no misrepresentation in any way, and if it is anything that it's sometime not detected on a car, such as bad windshield or something like that, adjustment has been made with no problem.
Another dealer we asked to comment on the auction was Jack Lowry of Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Last year I bought 1,400 used cars. Along with our new Dodges, we do a big used car business. We've been able to make more profit with these cars. The men would rather sell them because of the guarantee. And we've been able to undersell Chevrolet and Ford. And I can make more money for a car. I can get higher dollars trading for a comparable model.
And that's the Hatfield story. Part of a national program of carefully conducted auctions under the supervision and control of Chrysler Leasing Corporation. It's opened the door to dealers' confidence because hit cars are plainly marked. It's here, on the open auction floor, that a new chapter is being written in used vehicle merchandising. Prices are holding, values are up, and dealers are taking their cue from the corporation's experience. When they see the prices the company's getting for superbly reconditioned used cars, many of them go back and completely revise their own reconditioning program of vehicles they themselves take in trade. At the end of the auction, Charlie Jones of Chrysler Leasing had some questions for dealer Bob Crabtree.
Mr. Crabtree, I understand you've bought quite a few cars here in Hatfield since you've been coming down here. Could you give me an idea how many you've bought so far?
Approximately about 115, Charlie.
That includes today's sales.
I bought about 17 today.
Now, figuring in your freight to get the cars back to your place of business, could you give me an idea of what your average gross profit is?
It's just about $334 a car.
Now, have you any impressions or ideas as to the quality of our reconditioning? Any comments you'd like to make regarding how we prepare these cars for you?
Well, I think it's excellent. We took a check to find out approximately how much it was costing us to get these cars delivered, and it's about $7.50 a car. So your reconditioning is excellent.
We've been working on auction rules since we started these auctions in various parts of the country. I'd like your impressions of our rules and regulations as compared to other auctions we have.
I would say that as far as the comparison, that the way you conduct your sale or auction It's a more realistic auction because you completely eliminate any shilling. In other words, any bid is a legitimate bid, and there's a tendency at some of these other auctions where a price is thrown in that is not a legitimate price.
For those that do not understand what shilling means, would you mind explaining the word shilling as it's known in our trade?
Well, there's generally, this doesn't happen all the time, but there's generally 2 or 3 partners or friends of the seller, and when the bidding opens, they throw in bids that are not legitimate because if the car were knocked down, the seller just wouldn't sell it, hoping to catch somebody to get in the bidding and get it started that way.
Now, you use the term knock down. Knock down is an adjustment of price at the end of a sale normally. In our sales, we don't permit knockdowns. Do you have any particular feeling about this as a buyer?
No, it's up to the buyer to check the car before he makes a bid, unless it's something that is really defective that he didn't see. Of course, with the 50,000-mile 5-year warranty, you don't really have a problem.
As the dealers leave for home, they find the check-out process is as careful as was the check-in of arriving vehicles. Care's the word here. Care which produces confidence. The kind of confidence that brings dealers back again and again. Well aware that in dealing with Chrysler, they're dealing with a company which takes the long view of the market and is interested in a long-term, long-time relationship with its dealers. And the result? As the higher prices earned by used Chrysler vehicles at the auctions are distributed to the editors of used car guidebooks, the success of the auction is reflected over the months and years. You'll note that the performance line on the chart reflects a constant price level throughout the model year, where previously price level has tended to drop off as the model year progressed. The success of this program has been the result of properly resolving many problems. The management team at Chrysler Corporation have demonstrated their ability to find the correct answers and have shown the willingness to implement them. Chrysler's goal is nothing less than that the resale value of Plymouths, Dodges, Chryslers, and Imperials shall lead the industry.